particular reason. I'm used to kind of saying to myself, if you heard the whole testimony, part of the reason is I moved a lot. So I stopped trying to make friends. I'm still working on it. But I say to myself, a lot of times I do a lot of reading and all that kind of stuff. So when I bring people into my life, close, I'm always checking to see the significance. It ain't got to be big that you do something for me. Are you able to, in any capacity, add value to me, or am I able to add value to you? Now, I think what we do a lot of the times is when they're attractive, it don't matter how much value they add. If they are tight, we automatically switch into hollow mode. Okay? So I'm trying to be social with you, but at the same time I'm doing dating things. What's a good example? I don't think there's anything wrong. Say you're going out with somebody, you're paying for their food, vice versa. But if you establish that neither one of you guys are trying to date, then y'all don't need to always be going out by yourself. Why y'all always together by yourself?
Go out in groups of 4 or 6.
Men and women. Women.
Yeah.
I find myself saying this a lot for some reason. Men get closer to you by doing stuff for you. Stop calling the same person all the time for stuff. Because if he like you, whether he's available or not, he's going to be available. I was telling somebody, I was like, dude, I was like, yo, this person ain't always free when you call them. They just like you. So they show up. And they usually put something in and you don't even know it. You got to pay attention. But you like them too, so you keep calling them. I've been there. I've been that guy.
I have too.
Say no to people. See how they take it. Say no.
Try that.
If they get attitude with you, start acting all crazy,
You
y'all
don't
ain't on
need
the
to be
same
around.
page. But these are things you need to find out. If you start dating somebody you're interested in, y'all need to sit down and talk about the boundaries. That way you're accountable to some measure. And before you talk to them, talk to God and be honest with yourself. There are some things that everybody else can do that I just can't do because of my history. It ain't got nothing to do that I found some scripture to do with it. I just know me. Yo, for real? What time is it? It's time for me to go. Nothing's going on. I know, I just know me. It's like Grandma's at 12 o'clock. Everybody laughing. But it's something about that 11:30, 12. All of a sudden your flesh just like, it's like a little knob. It's like your flesh is on the timer and it's doing click. Oh, it's 12 o'clock. Get to know their friends. Find out who they hang around when you ain't around. Honestly. That'll tell you a lot about them. Who are they comfortable around? I ain't talking about family. Because like me, I don't cuss, I don't drink. I was at my brother's house the other day, and he asked his son, he said, go out in the garage and get me a beer. My nephew's leaving out. He said, Uncle Jimmy, you want one? Everybody started laughing because everybody knows I don't drink. But it was the comedy of the moment. But that's family. I'm not going to just disconnect completely from my family. We family. But dude, your friends are strictly voluntary. So if everybody in the group of friends you hang out with cuss but you, I'm sorry, you probably cuss, just not around me. And I've learned, trust me, I've learned that eventually you'll start cussing around me. Eventually you will. If I keep indulging you and don't say nothing, what else can I say? The physical is not as necessary as you think. You can show affection other ways. There are actually like other normal ways to show affection. Maybe say it. You look nice. You should remember them or something. Y'all sound great. I'm telling y'all the stuff that I've experienced. I'm not telling y'all like stuff I'm like making others. I'm trying to be deep. I'm telling y'all because the girl that, this is a few years ago, for people that are like, ooh, it's just happened a few years ago, that got pregnant. We sat down and had the conversation about what we will and won't do. And we didn't break a whole bunch of rules. We broke one rule first. For us, it was a no kissing rule. Just little dumb stuff that don't make sense, but it feel right. Just because it feel right don't mean it makes sense. Like, when we kissed, we was talking. We were sitting there. First of all, that's another thing. Stay out of bed. Stay out of the bedroom if you can help it. I mean, y'all live in domes and stuff, so the whole room is kind of like the bedroom. But stay off the bed. I'm telling you, the bed in its nature is an intimate place. just in general. Like, think about it. When you go to sleep, well, you got roommates. If you live by yourself, when you go to sleep, that's probably your place you wear the least amount of clothes. You feel the most comfortable and relaxed, and your guard is down. Because you're comfortable and you're tired, you sleep, whatever the case may be. Stay off the bed, out the bed, away from the bed. Cut lights on and stuff. I'm telling y'all, little stuff makes a big difference. First time we kids, we started talking, it was sunny outside. Time the conversation finished, it was dark. Why nobody got to cut on the lights? Who knows? But for some reason, we were talking in the dark. And ran out of stuff to say. And nobody initiated the willpower or the desire to not do what we were about to do. The principle is, had I heeded other rules, other things that I understand now, we would have been in that situation. Because if I value you, the real you is not your body. That's why I wasn't super distraught over the fact that my mother died. Because she was not her body. She was in the body, but she wasn't the body. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. Eventually, you got to like more than their body. The personality that you deal with on a daily basis is not the body, it's the personality in the body. So if I really like you, not your body, but you, now I have to touch your body to express the fact that I like you. Be reasonable. Have a life outside of the person. Just because you want to see them don't mean you need to see them. Be like, yo, say you like for the last 3 days in a row. I see you a couple days. It's okay. If they can't handle that, it's probably not going to work any day. Anyway. Because, like, yo, for real, what's going to happen over the break? Because if they got issue with you not being there, then what were they doing when you weren't there before you showed up? That's how I look at it. Whatever I'm doing, I'm focused on, I'm purpose, I'm driven by, does not need to decline because you showed up. You're a stranger. If I were to be frankly honest, you're a stranger compared to other people that I know, that I've known for years and I don't make this too much time for. You're a stranger. Why am I making all this time for you, adjusting my whole schedule for you? I had a friend, we were supposed to hang out. She was like, oh yeah, I just remember I had a term paper to write for such and such. Can't hang out. I was like, okay. Why? Because she was going to school before I met her. Yeah, we ain't married, you ain't got to make time for me. We ain't engaged, you ain't got to make time for me. Because those things are what make you a whole person. Your desires and things you seek to achieve, they are part of what makes you whole. If you have no aim or direction or purpose in life, you don't need a day anyway. Because you can be led by anyone or anything. Answer those questions. And it may seem, oh no, what am I going to do? Look, when you find out what God created you to do, purposed you to do, and you get occupied with that, you'll realize how much time you don't have. Chris Rock said it like this. He was talking about jobs and careers. He said, when you got a job, it's too much time in a day. He said, when you got a career you love, it's not enough time in a day. That's how it is for me. It is. Sometimes, not enough time. I try to do this, I do this, I do this, do this. But then when I go to work, I'm like, oh, man, too long. How long you been there? 15 minutes. Tell you. You do that deliberately, try not to look at the clock, so time go by faster. Oh, we've all done it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look at the clock, yo. Not going to look at the clock. Not going to look at the clock. Yo, it's probably about 2 hours, yo. You look at the clock, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Like, and a 30-minute lunch break. But when I do this and I'm in church, yo, I'm usually not thinking about dipping out and eating. Because it's something I'm passionate about and that I love, and I love helping people. So, find out those things first. And then, it'll be easier to discern who's supposed to be in your life and who's not. Because they will agree with those things. I know that friend, relationship, guy, friend, or female friend, whatever the case is, if you're close to me,